So one day I made her a tea and I gobbed in it.
You know what? I thought you was going to say, I made her a tea and it was terrible. I thought you...
Yes, people, welcome back to DadPod. This is episode 7. My name's NT.
Chris, Bobby,
Will.
And this is DadPod, where we talk about parenting, life, and everything in between.
and it's still a little bit cold.
Yeah. Still a little bit cold. Not as bad as the last 2 episodes. We're getting there. We've invested in some heaters.
Yeah, well, we borrowed some heaters off the mother-in-law.
The bailiff's come to come back.
We had the cheek to ask for her own heaters back.
Yeah.
Disgraceful.
She sent the bailiffs in this morning, we're cold again, lads.
Yeah, so it's not as bad as it once was. But before we start, there was an episode that we had recently that was talking about paternity leave, and we've had someone write in, kind of fact checking us on some of the stuff that we were talking about. So I just want to clear some stuff up. Just bear with me one sec.
No, he's getting the facts up.
Yeah. So person says that they are loving DadPod, so shout out to you.
Jeez.
But they said maternity pay. A woman can't start work at any point during pregnancy and get full maternity leave. If they don't qualify for company mat leave, they get statutory mat allowance, which is different. Paternity pay or / allowance is still absolutely rubbish.
Yeah.
They didn't use that word, but yeah.
Nah, he hasn't got a pound to put in the jar today.
And they completely agree with that. So yeah, there you go. That clears up the maternity leave. And then they also went on to mention about postnatal depression. So they said, having gone through severe postnatal depression themselves, never once did they blame their partner. They always blamed themselves. Everyone's different, but just tread carefully on that subject.
I suppose we need, like, if we're going to talk about that in the future, we probably need like a woman's perspective.
Yeah.
I would say so. Yeah.
Everyone's different, and I guess like from our side, we only see it in a certain way. So like,
Yeah.
we're not trying to send for anybody. We're not trying to make anybody feel a certain way.
We're talking about our perspectives, and,
Yeah.
and like I think some of us have experienced it. So, like from our perspectives, it's been tough to deal with, but from the woman's perspective, it's a million times worse, isn't it? So
Yeah, they're the ones that are actually going through it.
Yeah,
So
they're the ones that go through it, mate.
at the end of the day, what we said doesn't matter how much information you get on it. We were still speculating because we'll never go through that ourselves.
and that's the same, like woman to woman, it's different, and it like the person was saying.
So the person's gone on to say, often triggered by birth trauma, so no amount of having people help, etc., can help your mind.
Yeah.
So just shout out to that person and thank you
Appreciate
for
it.
clearing that up for
definitely.
Nice one.
us. Definitely.
I feel like we're a naughty kind of.
Yeah. Should we sit here with our heads down? Sorry.
We've all got to spend 2 minutes on the step. Wait, it's a minute for every age. That means I'm getting off the step first.
No, it's good though. It's good that like people can like kind of fact check us and give us a better insight on certain
definitely.
things.
The thing is, we can never be 100% accurate.
Yeah, definitely.
Like Chris was saying, we're talking on our experiences, and
there's so
we're
much
not going to know.
information around, even on the internet. Like you don't know kind of what's what.
Yeah,
really,
you could. We could literally read a statistic from an article that we've read, thinking that that's the legitimate statistic, and it's literally the articles put a fake statistic in there or whatever. Or that's the statistic in their local catchment an area. No, it does happen. It's the media. The media does that.
Does happen,
but it might also be the statistic just for their local area, and because we've read the article, we're treating it as the UK statistic because we don't know any different. So
ultimately, we're here for love and not war.
Yeah,
spread love and peace, man.
That's it.
Anyway, on to we have a new game today, and that is Where Is Natty's Hand?
Yeah, this one's come from.
There will be visual.
There was a
for the
few
whole
comments from the
episode.
last episode, that, mainly internal. That it's like
Mainly, completely internal.
That is like completely. So basically, on the last episode, you're gonna go back and watch it now that I say this,
Yeah,
but
please
Natty's
do.
hand has a lot of movement going on.
So my hand was cold. We had blankets, so I put it
And it
underneath the
definitely
blanket.
wasn't.
But the movement in the blanket suggested I was doing something that wasn't appropriate for camera.
Or is it appropriate?
Not on this channel. It's not.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. If that was the case at the time, I would not been sitting right next to him. No. Right.
Endurance is bliss. If he's doing it, it's not bothering me. Crack on, mate. Crack on, mate.
I'm not.
Bobby's that guy on the bus, isn't he?
Whoa! This took a turn, man. Oh my god.
Wow.
I swear we all met because of a documentary to do with buses as well.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's get back on track, shall we? Let's get back on track.
Back on track.
And because we haven't seen each other for a while, let's check in, lads. So how has everyone been?
All good, man. All good. Like, we thought that my daughter was sleeping through the night.
that a lie?
Ah.
We thought.
Was that a
And
lie,
then she
yeah?
was like, gotcha.
It's that Kanye meme. we were saying to ourselves, what's it going to be like when she sleeps through the night? It's like, guess we'll never know.
To be
Like the
fair.
last couple of nights, like she slept through for about 5 nights straight. And we were like,
Yeah.
she's cracked it. Finally, like 20 months in, we were shattered. We were absolutely shattered. And like, she had 5 nights straight. She slept through to like 7, from like 7:30 to 7, and we were like, yeah, great. We can catch up on
That's
sleep now.
amazing, man.
And then the last 2 nights.
Oh,
You know
how
what,
many
you
times did she
guys-
get up?
Well, she to be fair to she's got up once, but that has been like screaming the house down. So she's back in
Oh,
our bed.
okay. Yeah.
So, and having to sort of hold her so she can't move, so that she'll actually give in to sleep again. So she's sleeping on my chest, so I can't get back to sleep.
You know what?
And then
Don't make a habit of it though, because
yeah,
you'll get used to that.
she'll get used to that.
yeah, and then like last night she, to be fair, so she slept through to about 4:30, 5, and she was up from then. So I was downstairs at 5, so with her. I just put Bluey on, or like Bluey
And then just half sleep
she likes
yourself
Toy
while
Story
she's...
at the
Yeah.
minute.
Oh,
So
I miss
put-
watching Bluey, man.
put them on.
I don't miss Bluey
It's
at all.
on every minute of every day.
I'm sick of it.
It's like,
You know
I
what?
like it, but it's like
I really liked Bluey.
I don't like Bluey.
What did the lads not like?
Nah,
Did they like
so,
Blippi?
so basically, my eldest dictates what they watch. Like the other day, the little one finishes school earlier than him, so he was at home and he was like watching stuff on the telly. And my eldest come in, finished school, took his coat off, took his shoes off, went straight in the living room, took the remote and just turned it.
Nah, that's
He just said, "Who's the boss?" You know.
That-
That's...
nah.
And we were like, "What are you doing?" And he was like, "I didn't want to watch that."
nah. You,
So yeah, he's
mate,
just
you got to
rules
put
the
that
roaster.
geezer in check.
Yeah, you
Do you know what?
Right,
The
you
only
gotta
ti-
put him in check.
The only time he like just doesn't say anything is when I've got the remote and I'm watching football.
Yeah.
He's just like, yeah.
He
I'm
knows
not
it's
gonna
Yeah,
win.
I ain't got a leg
It's
to
not
stand on here. I've not got a leg to stand on. But yeah, he kind of dictates what they watch. Sometimes they both watch stuff that
They both.
they
enjoy.
both like. But yeah, stuff like.
Bet the little one's kicking off, isn't it?
Do you know what? He's kind of accepted it. He just
accepted his
knows
fate.
I'm the youngest now, so I've just got to
I've got to accept my
I've just
fate.
got to deal with it. Yeah, but Yeah,
tyranny is
Bluey-
reigning. Tyranny is reigning in your house.
Bluey is not a thing in my house anymore. Yeah, he just says that.
He's
He's,
over the
he's-
Bluey high.
yeah, he says it's
You
for
know what?
babies.
I said
My-
we
my
can't wait
lad,
for
like,
it.
My lad loves it. He's like every breakfast time. He's like,
I-
"Can we watch
I
Bluey?"
can't-
I think it might be though because of his friends.
Like his
Yeah.
friends don't like
Yeah,
Bluey.
like because some of his friends have got older siblings,
Mm.
so like they're probably like, "Oh, why are you watching this? It's
for babies.
For
and that.
babies, like why you watch. So they've stopped watching it.
My stepdaughter's been a bit like that. But
Yeah.
even though she still watches Bluey, might I add. she's watching stuff for like teenagers and like early teens, 13-year-olds.
Yeah.
And she started like coming out with some inappropriate stuff. So we're like, we really need to see what you're watching now. So
Yeah, you have to clamp down on it a little, don't you?
Does she say what the heck?
No, she didn't say what the heck.
My kids have picked that up from somewhere.
It's YouTube, man.
I don't know where, and I think it is YouTube.
it's
I've
YouTube.
mentioned this a million times. The YouTube blocks and stuff you do on your thing, it never like works out well for us. Like YouTube blocks don't. So I was going through my son's like tablet because of the YouTube blocks, and some of the stuff on there scared me.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm a bad dad. My son's watched this. There was a Spider Woman getting gagged. Yeah, this is on kids' YouTube, by the way. So this is actually a warning for people watching this.
Yeah.
Check your kids' YouTube. I've got kids' YouTube. I've got parental locks, PG
The actual
locks.
designated kids.
Yeah,
app.
it's designated kids app. Yeah. And I found out the rules behind it on YouTube, and you can quote me on this. Go check it. As long as it's child themed, it gets accepted by the algorithm because it's like robotic algorithm. It's like AI that checks it all. And so, for example,
we are filming bombs.
I know we were still filming. I'm sat here on my phone. I'm trying to sell my tickets. I'm trying to sell my tickets, man.
he thought we were just talking to each
You
other.
didn't even realise I was just sat there on my phone.
Oh my god.
Nah, seriously though, so you can actually fact check me and quote me on this. YouTube kids, the way they check it is through like their AI algorithm, bot thing. And as long as it's themed towards children, it passes the algorithm and it passes the checks. So, for example, like I said, it's a woman dressed up as Spider Woman. That's a children's thing, Spider Woman, yeah.
That's messed up, man.
But it said, and the title literally said, Spider Woman gagged. That was the title.
How does the AI not get that?
From the title, let alone, I don't care about what's
Or
in the
description or what?
Just the title
or...
should have said no.
Yeah, that's
the word
messed up.
gagging shouldn't even be involved in a child's vocabulary.
Innit?
So, like, and because what made me go through it was literally one day he dropped something and went, what the heck? Now I don't say what the heck, and he knows what I say is naughty words, so he doesn't copy what Daddy says ever.
Yeah.
What the heck was like? I was like, where have you got that from? Because I don't say that. So, and I know my missus don't say it. So I'm like, huh? And he's looked at me and gone, cuz. It's his favourite word now, cuz. Like, he said, cuz. So he just looked
he's
at me and
calling
went,
you cuz?
no,
or
like, as in
cuz?
because he's a Brummie, any.
What up, cuz?
No, he's a Brummie, any. So he says, cuz, like, oh yeah, cuz that. So, like, whenever I ask him why or what,
Need to check it again, man. He's watching videos about Crips.
that's how I say. See what I say? So yeah, general warning for anyone watching, dads, moms, uncles, whoever's looking after children. Check the YouTube for kids.
Yeah.
It isn't for kids, man. Like, I've actually banned YouTube in my house now. My kids only have access to Netflix and Disney.
Yeah.
And I pay for Amazon as well now. I never wanted to, but I have it.
Amazon's not the best for kids.
Yeah, no, it isn't. To be fair,
It's a
like
bit
there's just a few little bits on there that like the kids like to watch. So there's like I think there's some more like DC Marvel-y stuff on there than there is on.
Are your kids into Paw Patrol?
Not well. One of them is B's into Paw Patrol, but in my house it runs where even though he's only 3 minutes older, blur that name. I'm supposed to say but yeah, he rules the rooster. So whatever he wants gets put on.
Rooster.
Yeah, like he.
when did you get a chicken?
Is that not the saying? Is the saying not rules the rooster?
Rules the roost.
Oh, rooster. Listen, guys.
Got a farm in the garden.
I was away. Don't tell nobody.
When your missus put you in the doghouse and that's how you ended up with the dog. Let's get a dog.
I've got a rooster now.
Rules the rooster.
Do you know what it is, guys? I've been awake since 5 o'clock in the morning buying stuff on eBay. And I'm going to regret that too. But nah, like, so he pretty much chooses what goes on the telly. Even, like, I need to start laying the law because, like, even I don't have access to my telly at home. And they trump me when it comes to the telly.
Yeah.
So Paw Patrol does sometimes go on, but Amazon has, like, some more of the Marvel DC stuff.
Yeah.
And I'll let
Just
them
don't
watch.
let them watch Invincible.
I've never watched it, so I don't know.
It's a cartoon, but it's not for kids.
Okay. Okay. Wait, is it
Is it on the
PG
kids'
rated though?
profile?
No, it's not PG.
If it's not PG rated, it won't get put
Yeah,
on in my
it
house.
won't. Oh,
The
okay.
only thing that's not PG that gets put on in my house, yeah, and don't come for me for this, is Spider-Man because it's a 12 and that's a 12
Spider-Man can pass.
It's a 12 because of the violence. I
He
looked at the
d- he-
certificate. It's because obviously he's fighting the baddies and whatnot. But
because it's a 12. He does say words like what the hell. And
yeah,
crap
yeah.
and
He says a
stuff
few
like that.
things, but
Yeah.
I sit and watch it with the kids, and then if they end up copying it, I'll be like, no, you don't say that naughty word. And then I taught them telling someone to die is naughty.
Yeah.
So now when B tells O, or in a game, like they'll be playing a game, oh, so and so's gonna die. O comes and screams at me, Daddy, he just said naughty word. He just said die. I'm like, well, you just said naughty word to tell me naughty word. He's like, but yeah, so check your YouTube for kids, man, because it's dangerous. It's a
Do you
dangerous
know-
place.
You just talking about like YouTube and stuff, and like how you need to regulate it for kids. Like, I was thinking about like back in the day, like when we were like young teenagers and like younger, like the stuff that like our parents used to let us watch and that was a madness. Like I was like, I was like 12, I was like 12, 13, watching wrestling, and it was during like, if I don't know whether you like used to watch wrestling, but it was like during the what they called the Attitude Era.
Oh no, you shouldn't.
So it had like The Rock, Stone Cold, D-Generation X and stuff. Yeah, but like it was like they've put it on Netflix now, and I've like been watching like the old ones, and I was sitting there watching it thinking, how did my parents let me watch this? Like there was like half naked girls on there, and there's like innuendos on there that are like really sexual.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's tons in WWE.
Yeah, and there's
Tons.
like D-Generation X were like really popular, and they were like one of my favorite like wrestling groups. And like their slogan was if you don't like it, I got 2 words for you. Suck it. And I remember like going to school, like chatting with my mates about it, and they like used to do the symbol where it was
Yeah,
like
I was gonna
that.
say, was it?
Yeah,
I'm
it was,
like, we
the,
used
it
to-
was that anyway. Went like that.
We used to be doing that like at
Do you know
school.
what though? Like, I don't think that's that bad because I was exactly the same
Suck
phase, right? But when we were kids and that, we weren't thinking of it in a sexual way.
Yeah, it's true.
No,
yeah,
we
yeah,
thought of
yeah.
it as just wrestling
It was
slogans,
just
and
actions. It was just
And
like,
like-
it was almost like off, innit?
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
basically.
Ding 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 ding.
Oh, do you want to tell everyone
stick.
about the whacking stick, Bobs?
We've got a swear jar and the original whacking stick.
From the
But just notice how Bobby's in control of the whacking stick. So when he swears, it's a soft one. When me, Nat, and Chris swear, we're on our way to A&E, lads.
Yeah.
See how it goes.
That originally was his dad's whacking stick for when Bobby was little as well.
So now
Yeah.
Bobby hits everyone with it.
But I look at it and it's a good memory. I think
Yeah.
it's hilarious.
There you go.
You didn't at the time though.
At the time, you
At the
definitely
time
wouldn't
it
have.
hurt.
But the wrestling thing as well. One thing I used to say as well that The Rock used to say was, I'm going to take this, turn it sideways and stick it straight up your candy ass.
Yeah, but it
I was
wasn't like-
13.
And you know, if you went into school and did that now, safeguarding reports and all sorts.
But that's the
Flirt,
thing.
isn't
It's not
it?
like-
Might be where you're from.
part of society now, man. Everything we look at the worst side of everything.
Yeah.
And it's like,
yeah.
well, you can't say that now. And like, to be fair, even some of the stuff now, where like, and I get it, and of course I'll follow it. And when I deep it, okay, you think, okay, that could be pretty bad. But like, even some of the stuff I have to safeguard with, like working in education.
Oh
I
yeah,
think
it's
I
ridiculous.
was doing so much worse than that.
Yeah.
Do you
Like,
think
there was
as
so many
millennials we
more-
think we think like, oh, we've experienced all this and we don't want our kids to?
I think there is a sense of that as well. I think society, like you can't do anything that looks remotely bad.
It's because everything's
Raising
filmed
your
these
children.
days,
Do you know what I was about
Yeah.
to say? I think
That's
it's.
the bigger
I
difference.
think
That is a
Everything's
big
so
difference.
accessible now.
I think it's, from my point of view, it's not so much millennials not wanting Gen Z, Gen Alpha, Gen X, or whatever to be doing what they did.
Yeah.
I think it's the fact that Gen Z, Gen X, and Gen Alpha are now on social media. Everything's filmed, and so it's now brought to light to everyone. So us getting drunk in the park when we was 14, 15 on white stripes and whatnot, like White Thunder or whatever it was.
Kestrel
Never
and that.
happened. Never happened, by the way.
Yeah,
I've
because
never done
you
that.
are actually Gen Z. Aren't you?
Yeah, I'm actually Gen Z. but I'm an old man in a young man's body. That's a story for another day. But yeah, like getting drunk at 14, 15 in the park to us was just banter and joke. But now it gets posted, and nine times out of 10, someone does something for clout. That just takes that little action we did. They take it that one bit too far, so they'll run around drunk in that field and then end up pushing over a kid for no reason, and they'll post it like, oh, ha 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 ha.
I think Jackass started all of that.
Yeah. I think it's the clout chasing and the social media element that's actually made us. I don't like to use the term, but it's made us into snowflakes. Like we can't.
It's not scared, and not, to be fair, like even now.
Cancel culture, so on and so forth.
Like,
Yeah.
I take my girls to the football. You do hear the swearing. It's in the family stand, so it's not as bad. Like, but you hear it from around the stadium.
Should have been.
And like they know those words.
When
they
there's
should
the
have really
chorus,
said them.
the best chorus in the world.
SOTV.
Right, lads. So
but that's the thing. Like they're aware of that, and like I think we can be a bit too overprotective. Like if they do see something they shouldn't see, don't just be like, "Oh, shut that down! Can't watch that." Like, explain.
Yeah,
it,
I
like,
think-
this is about this. This is what this means.
sheltering
yeah.
people too much is gonna have an adverse effect. Like I have
It will.
friends who lived sheltered lives, and as soon as they got that little ounce of freedom, they was wild childs. They was doing all the. Don't get me wrong, they was doing all the things I was doing when I was 14 that I shouldn't have been doing. But if they'd done all them things when I was doing them, when I shouldn't have been doing them, when we got to 18, 19, we would have started thinking more, a bit more mature.
Do you know what?
stuff.
You're kind of right, because I was exposed to like alcohol quite young. I not like I'll have a drink when I was like 12, but like
Mrs. Thompson.
but you know, like at Christmas is that you begging your mum and
I
dad,
used to
can I
have
have
a
a
fizz
drink,
at Christmas.
drink of the champagne.
You think you're a bad man when you've had a shandy.
But like they'd give me like this much champagne and like all of this lemonade, and I think, oh, I'm drinking alcohol. So like I got exposed to it like quite young. So like when I was a bit older and like you're going out in the park and you're drinking and stuff, it wasn't like a thing where I was like just exposed to it then, so I went mad with it. So I already kind of knew the premises of what alcohol was and what it kind of did.
Yeah.
So there wasn't like me going mad, and then it kind of brought me over to like the addictive side of it, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I do see what you're saying. You do.
What is,
You kind of do need to get exposed a little bit to some stuff.
This
There's
is
all
what
them
I've always-
stories in America, isn't it, with the Amish community, because they have like at the, I think it's 17, 18 where they're allowed to
Go out
do
and
what they
see
want.
the
Or
world
like-
and then decide.
yeah.
If they
And
want to come back.
So there's like loads of stories where
Not many come back.
They go
They just don't come back.
They go a bit cat slater.
Nah, but this is what I'm saying. I think-
into a proper.
Sergio,
take it, I'll take it.
whacking stick. No, but seriously.
That's what Cat said.
Oh my days.
But nah, seriously, I think obviously don't overexpose young people to the bad stuff in the world. But
No, you got to draw the
underexposure-
line. Yeah.
Do you know, I think
Underexposure's
laws
bad.
like that, like with age rating things and all that kind of stuff. I do think more like there's sort of more guidelines. The law's there to back it up, so that like obviously if it 14-year-old getting drunk every day is a problem. Like, that is a problem.
Of course.
Yeah,
But
standard.
a 14-year-old having a little drink with their parents and like for a meal or something like that isn't a problem.
Yeah, I
Like, they
think
should
there
be
needs to
getting
be.
drunk, but it's you can't
Contained.
if you like
Contained. I don't realise how that came out then.
look,
Scoot
if you try and just sort of like
Guys,
close that
Bobby's
whole
trying to be
world up.
serious here, man. 1 second. Bobby's
Sorry,
trying to
man.
actually be serious, and you two
Sorry.
are just
Wow.
being.
No, I agree.
You're being 14-year-olds in a park with Kestrel, man.
Now go on, Bubs. Go on.
That's what's in that can there.
if you like make these things taboo, like kids are likely, like Will says, kids are likely to rebel or go like fully go against it and stuff. Whereas like curiosity should be there.
Yeah, definitely. And
Curiosity should be
I
there.
think it's giving them the right information so that when they do get the freedom, they're able to make informed decisions on what they're doing.
Yeah, absolutely.
If I was informed about certain things before turning 18, I would have been better off in life. Even financial literacy, if I was informed about that, I'd be better off in life. That's a positive thing that you don't get informed about, but that's a government problem. But like, say for example, I don't know anything about alcohol because I've been hid away from it all my life. When I go 18, I'm likely to get alcohol poisoning and getting my stomach pumped.
Yeah, you're gonna go.
So I've
nuts with
wasted
it.
NHS funding because I'm getting my stomach pumped because no one educated me.
Yeah, it's like them kids that go on the lads or girls holidays and they end up in that exact
And
state
they end up getting GoFundMe
they've
pages.
gone way overboard. They've been let out the country away from the parents.
Yeah,
and they go
yeah,
way
yeah.
Just go
overboard.
OTC.
This is the
man.
thing.
I'll be very real. I remember getting absolutely smashed when I was about 14.
Yeah.
And it was horrible. It was horrible.
So you learnt your lesson then.
But it
Exactly
stopped you from.
the-
That's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm
And
saying.
you know what?
Same.
I'll always remember it. 'cause
Was
I went
yours
home-
vodka by any
Yes.
chance?
Yeah,
yes,
vodka.
mine was
I
vodka.
don't drink vodka.
Mine was vodka.
I went home right, and I was like, "Oh no, my dad's gonna see me drunk." So I'm like trying my very best to not appear drunk.
That makes you seem
So
more
I've
drunk,
gone
by the way.
I've gone into the house.
I'm fine,
Gonna
I'm
go
fine.
to bed. Dad, I'm tired. Gone up to bed. Woke up in the morning like that was a terrible hangover. And I always remember my dad walking in and just laughing at me.
He could smell the vodka on you from
It
the
was
night
just
before.
He was just like, "You ain't gonna do that again, are you?" I was like, "Nope."
Okay then, Bobs. Is there anything like you did that as a teenager that your parents don't know about?
Ooh.
Bit of confession time for you now. Bit of confession time.
So I used to sometimes I used to always have mates stay over and stuff. And like we went through a period of like sleeping in a tent in the back garden. Sometimes have a fire and all that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
my dad was fully aware of that. Obviously, the confession's kind of irrelevant to my dad right now, but to my mom, who may watch and may be a little bit disappointed. We used to
I'm
stay-
not
we
angry,
used
I'm
to-
just disappointed.
That's worse.
That's what
That
you
is
know.
terrible.
so
That is
worse.
so much
That's
worse.
what you know you've messed up. innit?
So much worse.
So we used to be in the tent, but we'd be up like all night, and we got to a point where like we'd start like kind of following the milkman delivering stuff, and we'd just go and take stuff off people's doorsteps.
Like the milk.
I've done that. I've done that. Man. I've done it. I've done that on the way back from Rosie's. me and on the walk back from Rosie's, we were absolutely starving, just nicking loaves of bread off the floor.
Oh, from the co-op.
Yeah, basically. And like, yeah, just like whatever was dropped off, man. And like, obviously, then we never really had to buy milk or bread.
Wow.
Sorry, Mum.
I think my mum actually knew that I did that though, because I came home with a pint of milk.
Yeah.
Just chugging this.
Like,
She's
what-
like, where you got?
My dad did know that. He'd be like, "Where did this milk come from?" Like,
Don't know, mate.
I told him, I was just like,
Disappeared.
well, the milkman just left it outside, so I just picked it up and brought it in.
You know what?
He knew, but he was never going to.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
was never gonna question
Free
it.
milk.
You know, I've got one actually, and this is a confession to my mum, but also a confession for my twin as well. Like, it's gonna be gas that I've finally owned up to this. It's something that
How many years in the waiting is it been?
I was about, I'm gonna say 13, 14.
Yeah.
So without saying too much, I had gone off for a smoke. I'd come home, and then I'd started running a bath. So then while I was running the bath, I was a bit hungry, so I went to the shop for munchies, but forgetting I'd left the bath on.
Yeah.
Oh,
So when I come
no.
home, the yard's flooded in it. So obviously my mum's screwing, going mad. Who's left the bath running? We live in a 3-story house, so it's the top
Yeah.
story. So the water's come through the floorboards and everything. So of
No.
course,
On both floors.
yeah. So it's gone
Both
through one
in-
set of
both ceilings.
floorboards, and the thing is, the way my mum's yard works is the bathroom's on top of her shower room, and her shower room was currently like broke and out of service because the basin in the shower was letting water through the ceiling anyway. So the
Yeah.
water going into my mum's shower
Ah,
room was then letting water
peak.
down. So it was literally just a whole fountain of water just slowly coming down. So my mum's fuming. And I can admit to this because it was council housing, so she didn't pay for the repairs. Otherwise, I would not be admitting to this. So obviously, I've walked in. I'm half under the influence, and I'm munching these Haribos, just walking in, looking at my mum, oblivious to what's gone on. And then she's like, "Who's flooded the house? Who's used my shower room?" She's gone upstairs thinking someone's used her shower room. Her shower room's not on. Bearing in mind, the bath's still running. So there's only 2 people on that landing. Me and my twin. Now, obviously, I've just walked in the house, so I've got my perfect alibi, and I thought, get out of jail free card, yeah. I was like, it wasn't me, Mum. I went to the shop, I needed munchies. She's gone, Ben! I've never heard my mum scream my brother so loud. My brother's like woke up out of a nap, she's gone, don't you me pretending you was asleep. No one else is in the house. You're the only one with access to the bathroom. And I swear, like, he was banned from having a bath. He could have a shower, by the way.
Yeah, he weren't allowed to wash.
After 3 months, maybe we should have a bath now.
Shower. He was allowed to use the shower because you can't overflow the shower when the shower got repaired. But he was banned from the bath for like, I just can't remember how. It was quite some time. And I know to this day, now we're talking about, this is going to make me feel a bit older now, even though I'm young. We're talking like 8-9 years ago. To this day, my brother holds that against me.
Yeah.
Holds it against me, and
resentment is real.
I always look at him and go, wasn't me, was it? And he's like, it was. I was like, wasn't. Now I can admit to him. So there you go, bro.
Only just realised, and to be fair, your mum's got the last laugh because she's mugged you right off. That you and your twin are Bill and Ben.
Yeah, no, did you not know that? Bobby, in the amount of years you've known me, I openly tell people this. I'm actually named after... So, for anyone who didn't...
There's a flower pot there.
For anyone that didn't realise, like, I swear
do you want to grab that?
Have I not told you this already, Bobs? Natty, I've told you, and
Yeah.
Chris, have I told you before? No. Oh, I've never told you to. Oh my gosh. So basically, I was my mum's 8th and 9th child, me and my brother were. My dad was on like 14 and 15. But
she ran out of names.
They ran out of names, honestly. And my mum... We had to pay for telly back a day, you get me? It was £1 for the telly, so my mum and dad were very busy other than spending the £1. Yeah, my mum used to have to put £1 in the telly, so I think they were saving some money on it. But, no, my mum was Bill and Ben obsessed. So obviously, my brother's name's Ben and my name's Will, but obviously my dad used to call me Bill. We're named after Bill and Ben, and if you've ever watched that in black and white...
Actually named after
No, I actually am. God's honest truth. Poppy's only just made the revelation now, but and the thing is, people my age don't get
that
it.
or Linford.
Well, to be fair, like, I'm glad like my mum gave me Bill and Ben because it works with my other brother's name. We've got very typical white people names, Nathan, Joshua, Benjamin, William. It all works. But Bill and Ben, like, nobody my age actually knows about it, so no one actually clocks onto it the way Bobby just did.
Do you know what? Now we're talking about names. What names from like back in the day do you just not hear kids being called anymore?
Gavin.
Gavin.
Stephen. I don't know many Steves anymore, you know.
Neil.
Little baby Neil.
Yeah.
And you know what?
Gavin and Stacey.
And you know what? My generation's now starting to pop out babies. I started early, but now they're catching up with me, starting to pop out babies. I'm yet to find someone that calls their child William, and I think they've learned from going to school with me that calling your child William is going to get them bullied for life. I was Willy Wonka. I was Willy Wonka. I was Willy, just Willy.
I think there's a lot of babies called William out there. You just got to go to posh areas.
Yeah.
I was born in Adam Rock, bro. You don't have to be posh.
Terrence.
Yes. Me and my
Oh my god.
Me and my brothers were always screwing that my dad gave us names that rhymed with penis, basically. So you got Bob the Knob, Billy the Winner, and then Rick the Dick.
Have I ever told you about what people used to call me at school? So you know my name's Nathaniel, then.
Yeah.
People used to call me hole.
Bobby, one second.
Or Batty Natty.
You know what? Bobby, where have you been? So, he has told us this. You know how I know he's told us this? Every time he calls me Greenlee, what do I call him? And he said it in the group chat because we was talking about horrid names. Because I said Greenlee's better than Greenhouse and Greenhouse. Yeah, so I used to get called.
I'll call you Greenlee.
No, but I put in the group chat, Greenlee's not that bad. I was like, oh, you know what, Greenlee's not that bad, Natty, so you got to come better than that because, like, pause. You got to come better than that because I was called Greenhouse and that, so, and then Natty was like, actually, they used to call me Nathaniel, say it quickly. So I said it in a voice note and it sounded like Nathaniel. And every time he calls me Greenie, I call him Nathaniel. I owe the swear jar like too quickly.
You're well and truly in the lead for that.
I've given up on the swear jar now, lads. Natty told me that I'm already in the lead, so I may as well come first.
Will is well in the lead when it comes to that.
Coming back on track, is there anything?
Is there any more confessions?
I did not know about anybody's information. Apparently,
Need to read the group chat, mate. Confession. Mine's a bit dry, to be honest. I really hope my mum doesn't watch this. But yeah.
Send it straight.
I'm gonna send
So
it
like
directly.
back in the day, my mum had a habit of waiting for whoever got up first in the living room. She'd go, "Oh, could you just make me a cup of tea, please?"
Yeah.
Like she'd never
Sounds like
ever.
my missus.
She'd never get up and make. She'd never get up and make it on herself. Like you just knew as soon as you like raised up to get up, she'd ask you. And like at one point, it was like really like peeing me off. So one day I made her a tea, and I gobbed in it.
You know what? I thought you was gonna say. I made her a tea and it was terrible. I thought you was gonna say what he normally like what a normal person would do. When you're tired of doing something over and over for someone, you make it terribly. So I used to make terrible coffees, and my mum stopped asking me. But Natty said no, I gobbed in it.
What? Honestly, like
I gobbed in it.
That's the.
You know what?
Like, I'm all for a prank and that, but people messing with food and with drink. That's
Yeah.
what.
You know what, Natty? I really hope.
I'll go violent.
It's all right. I've
you've got
came
the
from my
same-
mum.
you've got the same
No, but Natty, I really do hope
How
she
old
sees
are
this and
you?
you get grounded again.
Grounded.
Yeah, I hope she
Well,
grounds you.
I
man.
can't leave my own house.
Yeah, she's gonna put you on house arrest for this. Like, you know what? I will help her to enforce that because you.
How old are you? That's nasty.
I think I was about 11, 12.
That's the worst.
So you knew right from wrong as well. It weren't even like she was a little kid.
Mum, I'm really sorry. It was only the one time.
It weren't really that dry, was it? Yours weren't. It was about
Yeah.
liquids.
Proper dad joke.
So, Chris, have you got your?
Confession
session.
So. I don't know whether I'm going to be revealing too much of it. But I might be baiting out some of my old friends as well.
Oh, don't blame your friends.
Don't blame the friends.
No, it's-
Take accountability.
This is a group situation.
Oh.
So calm down.
What's wrong with you today, man?
I don't know whether you were actually there on this time, but remember we used to go to Power League, play football,
Yeah.
and then come back, go to the park and get absolutely trashed.
I probably wasn't there.
But so we're at the park one night, and it's absolutely freezing. There's a group of us, and we all in our up state. We're thinking, okay, we need to get warm. We've got matches. We've got a lighter. There's some old newspapers here. I'm gonna say as well, I'm not condoning this behaviour because now that I'm in my 30s, I hate these people that do this.
Go on, then. Go on.
So we set fire to this bin to keep warm.
Plastic one?
No, it was a metal one.
Was it like a fire bin?
It's a metal one.
Yeah.
But
Did the fire get out of hand?
So we're having a great time. We're like, and then this person comes past walking the dog. They've obviously called the cops. So about
Where are
The
you?
cops? Are you in America?
Pipe
You're as bad as it. No, but we're on about the fact you just called them the cops and not the feds or something like. You've been watching too much YouTube, you have.
They're called the Bobbies. I'll take it back.
Go on, then.
And then this person's called them, and then like 20 minutes later, all we're hearing is like sirens. Why the hell they've took about like 3 or 4 cars to like come to a fire in the park. We've just seen like all the flashlights and the sirens going. And we're like. yeah, keep the stick out for this one. Pause.
Oh my god, this episode is something else, man.
So,
He's trying not to get it in the middle.
so we've
Can you move it from the middle of your legs?
we started legging it, and then like we're halfway. So you know the geography of that park.
Yeah, I do.
So
yeah.
it's right at the back, and we're running towards where my road was. Right. So
Yeah.
there's a big old hill going over there, isn't it? So we've pegged it there, and we get to this hill, and we're like, we've forgot the beer. There's
Priorities.
like cases and cases of beer down there. Like we've got it, but then all we see is like these flashlights, and then coming over the hill is silhouette. What a guy!
Can you bring your beer?
Running across there. It's all right, lads. I've got the beer. He's legging it with his case of beer.
What a legend!
And we're like, yes! We're all like cheering him on. Come on, you can. Yeah. Well,
See, I feel like teenagers these days ain't gonna experience anything like that. Like even though it was bad,
yeah.
No, this is what I'm saying. Like,
but like it's kind of like a rite of passage, like stuff like that.
I don't know where I draw the line with the parenting side of things, like, because like basically like I do kind of want my kids to experience some of the nonsense that I experienced because they're cool memories. Like you just mentioned one of your friends, and both you and Natty have thought, yes, sweet, and I guarantee you 100 memories of that friend come back because he's clearly a figure of the friendship group that did stuff like running across the room with you. Like here's the guy that was known for that. Like I'm the guy known for getting people cancelled. He's the guy known for that. So it's like I kind of want them to experience things, but at the same time, as a dad, I don't want my kids getting pissed up in a park.
Yeah,
And a part of me-
exactly.
a
To be
part of
fair
me
though,
wants them
to be fair, what kid now? What kid now is gonna leave their nice warm house and their video games?
Yeah, when
And
you can
that.
just get on the headset with the.
Yeah,
mates
exactly,
and that.
and then go and get drunk in a park. In
See,
the
I don't
cold.
want. This is the thing. Like, where that's another thing. Where do I draw the line with? Like, I feel like I'm very fortunate because I am gendered, but I don't come from gendered background. Like, I'm the youngest of 9 kids, with family members that are older than all of you. Like siblings older than all of you. I think my dad's probably old enough to be some of your dads and probably even granddad.
Like,
he's
how old
older.
would he be now?
Somewhere in his 80s, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'd be old enough to be my granddad. Yeah.
That's my point. My dad would be like, he was born in 45, innit? So if we do the math, that's 55. He would be 80 this year.
That's
my
correct.
My granddad was 42.
This is my point. So
That's crazy,
like,
man.
I was blessed
Pull
where
out game
Netflix
is
was
so
the
weak.
cupboard under the stairs full of Netflix.
You missed the whacking stick there, Bob. He's,
I didn't swear.
No, he did.
Why are you snitching? Nah, but seriously, like for me, I grew up in the era where Netflix was still the VHS cupboard under the stairs, and you still had the pound TV where you put a
Not the,
pound
one,
in.
not the one out of your dad's
What am I supposed to respond to that? No, but like, so I'm looking. I'm looking.
Descended into that.
I'm looking. I came from the era where it was the crossover in it.
Yeah.
He comes from that era, but he still knew exactly what we meant. That's how you know he knows.
That's what I'm saying. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
come from the era.
Oh yeah.
That was from that era. That's what I'm saying. Whereas my kids are coming from the straight technology era. I don't want them growing up on Xboxes. I want them to go to the park and get. But at the same time, as a dad, and for child protection, I won't let them do that. Like genuinely, like I wouldn't want them to, but at the same time, I want them to gain the memories I gained doing the stupid stuff I
You
did.
essentially don't want them to go and do that bit, but you want them to have like the memories of like
Yeah.
the
The
life
similar,
experience.
Basically, what I'm
similar
saying
memories
is-
of what Chris was just talking about.
So
yeah.
basically, what I'm saying is, I'm willing to turn a blind eye to certain things. Now, if my kids watch this, just
He
don't.
didn't say
I
that.
didn't say that. I didn't say that. I did. My missus watches it. I did not say that.
I think it boils back down to letting them make their own mistakes.
Yeah, they make
but
no
like,
This is the thing.
And then things controlled as well. Like,
Yeah,
do you know,
controlled.
if they're gonna try alcohol, make sure that they feel open enough to say to you, "Oh, we're gonna possibly have a few drinks with my friends today." You're aware of
Yeah.
the
This is what I'm
situation,
saying, and like,
and as long as you can control it, because even if it, hopefully they wouldn't, but even if they did get drunk, at least you know exactly what's wrong.
and the thing is,
how
you
to
know
sort
what?
it out.
As well
You
as
know,
that,
educate them after.
I think what you said there is actually a really good one because, like, what my mom done for me, Like I smoked a lot growing up, and it weren't just cigarettes I was smoking, and so I was getting in trouble with the police for possession of substances that I shouldn't have on me. And so my mum actually let me build a shed in the garden, and me and my pals smoked the life out of that shed. The neighbours hated it. The neighbours hated it. But you know what? My mum reasoned with the neighbours. I said, look, what would you rather? My son out there doing stupidness with people and getting high with everyone else.
At least she knows where you are,
or
and
would you
you're
rather
safe
it be in
and
the
all that.
garden? And the thing is, the neighbours' kids ended up
Yeah.
in that shed on several occasions,
Yeah,
so
there you
they
go.
couldn't complain anymore. And that's what I'm saying. A
They
safe
probably
space.
sent them to the shed.
This is the thing. They're probably like, oh, you want to smoke it in your house? No. Go to the shed down the road.
I mean,
But
let's be honest though, like, and you know, if we're going to talk along those lines, weed now, like with the THC content, is very different. to
No,
what
of
it
course,
was 10
this
years
is-
ago.
of course, definitely.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Even worse, like, you know, loads worse compared to 20 years ago. and
No, there's
so on.
definitely like obviously there's
It's a problem now, man.
there is problems with it. Like me personally, I still smoke and I have control of what I smoke, and so I'd rather my kids feel comfortable coming and speaking to me about it. So then, not so much I supply it because then the police will do me for supplying, but I can point them in the direction of where to go if they're gonna do it. Because at the end of the day, they're gonna do it.
Yeah.
If they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it.
If they're gonna
Not
do
that
it,
not
they're
that
gonna do it.
every child's destined to do it, but if they're gonna do it, they're gonna do it. So I'd
Yeah.
rather point them in the direction of how to do it in a safe manner.
Yeah.
Obviously, would I rather them not do it 100%, even though I do it?
Like,
Yes.
let's be real. Like, our kids are gonna have these certain life experiences in it, so I want it to be a place where they can kind of tell you about it.
Yeah.
They're not keeping it to themselves.
Yeah, they're not hiding things for 9
They
years.
can
like
feel
I
like
do.
they can feel like they can speak to you about it, because I feel like if they do this sort of stuff and they keep it to themselves, it's going down the road where it might get out of control.
Yeah, it could
That's
be
what I'm saying, man.
Yeah.
It's, it's one thing I say my mom always did right with me. Was she was a bit more relaxed, a little bit like, I'm not going to step on your throat. You're big enough, you're bad enough, you can do what you're doing. But here's the simple rules. Don't get yourself hurt. Don't bring the police to my door.
Yeah.
And obviously, if I did get into any trouble, she was always there to support me because I was open with her about, you know what, Mum, yeah, I did do that, you know. I wasn't hiding things.
Yeah.
Like the shed, my mum knew I was constantly getting caught because you used to get given yellow tickets back a day by the police if you got searched and things took off you. And obviously social services referrals and whatnot. So her solution was, yeah, sweet, go build a shed.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There you go.
And it worked.
There you go.
it's like you said, they're not going to stop you, so
Yeah.
you can do it anyway.
If anything,
so.
you trying to stop me makes me want to do it more.
Yeah,
just
so
to prove
she
that I
might,
can do
she,
it.
m-
Yeah,
you might as well try and control it, and she knows where
Educate
you
them
are.
so they're
Yeah,
making informed
and she knows that
decisions.
you're safe in that. So
And it's like Bobby said, today's cannabis isn't like the cannabis back when I was younger, and when you guys was younger, it was a lot lower in THC than it was when I was, and it's getting worse and worse. People putting whatever. You just educate your children on these things. You let them make the informed decisions.
Yeah.
And learn from, because mistakes are there to you can't learn if you don't mess up in it. That's how I see it.
Yeah. That's it. And on that note, I think that's probably time,
yeah, I
isn't
think we
it?
need to wrap it, man. Yeah. So people, thanks again for tuning in, and if you like what you heard, leave us a comment below, and if you want to hear about anything else, like put it in the comments below.
Yeah.
If you've made it this far, you might as well like and subscribe, because clearly you like what you see, you like the content and stuff like that. Or if you're listening on other platforms, make sure to give us a review, because it really does help with us. And yeah, we've been DadPod, man.
And if you don't
Nice one.
subscribe, Bobby's gonna get you with a whacking stick.
Yes. There it is.
I know.
Yeah. See you later, guys. Peace.
We got
And
Frank
so.
at home.